Hello everyone, just a quick update so that I'm hoping to be back soon. January was a terrible month, we won't go into detail, but hopefully worst is past. So I put a little video together last week from in my infinite wisdom when I'd arranged some real world appointments that coincided with the train strikes in the north of England because I didn't know they were going to happen when I booked these things. I'll catch you soon with some proper content in a bit. Well, it's been a while, hasn't it? But here we are. Excuse the impromptu nature of this. The GoPro's playing up. Only this idiot could book an appointment 30 miles away on a day when there's a train strike. So we're going to do this on a bus and see how it feels. Wish me luck. I should point out that I've also got the car in for a service on the same day as a train strike. They told me this junction wouldn't be possible to build when we designed it in 2014. I mean, it's not brilliant, but at least it's got pedestrian crossings and a bus lane now, which is more than it used to have. Right, shall we go and find a bus stop for the number one? So when I worked on Pennine Reach, this bus stop was rated bronze, which means it just gets a flag. Silver one's got a shelter and a bit more to it, and the gold ones all got RTI and the really fancy stuff. We don't have many of those because it's Blackburn. And to the absolute surprise of nobody, the bus is late. So I've just checked the live bus times, and the bus that should have been there 10 minutes ago doesn't exist, and the next one hasn't left Blackburn bus station yet. So I'm going to walk to a slightly better bus stop up at Ewood. Just go and sit in a shelter at least. And this is why people outside of major cities drive everywhere. I figure now might be a good time to just be a little bit open about where I've been for the last month. Quite a lot's happened. I don't need to go into the details of what, but my mental health completely tanked. So I'm forcing myself to do something a little bit different in a way, just to get myself on the reset really, because otherwise I'd have just stayed inside and done nothing.
Next stop, Craven's Drive.
One thing I should point out is that the £2 bus fare cap at the moment does make this a viable proposition. Yes, it's a very slow journey, but with the money you're paying, you can't really complain at that. You know, it's a trade-off, isn't it? Anyway, I didn't film too much on the bus going out of Blackburn because it felt a bit weird, but you get the general idea. Right, gotta go to Stanway immediately. My bus is about to depart. No, I just missed it. So 11:41. Next one. I'll get a Greg's. Sit rep is I missed that bus, but I'm going to get another one. But at least Bolton bus station's not too bad these days. It's a lot nicer than it used to be when it was all outside. Greater Manchester and Blackburn are poles apart, but Greater Manchester's still light years behind London. I'm on the 36 in terms of grade. That's fine. Tasty lunch aside, I boarded a 36 instead of a number 8 because of the timings, and headed on my merry way. Now, one thing I should point out with the number 36 is it is not a direct bus service. It goes all around the suburbs of Bolton and Salford to get to Manchester city centre. So again, not a very quick route, but with a £2 bus cap, an incentive to use over taxis or trains or driving. So give it a whirl. I mean, if you get the top deck, it's even better because, you know, you get to see out where you're going and film. So I filmed a lot more on this bus than I did on the number 1. But as you can see, the trip out of Bolton was okay. But the problem is, it's not the bus itself that's the problem, it's the lack of bus priority. And Greater Manchester is terrible for this. There is very little in the way of bus priority measures on radial routes into the city. And that causes the problem of, well, if you're going to be stuck in traffic anyway, why not just take your own car? There isn't an incentive to get on the bus if time is the only factor. The bus needs to be faster than driving, and it just isn't. As you can see, the number of stops as well is not going to help in that regard, which is why you need the priority measures. You've got to ensure that this is a viable alternative to driving. I mean, I look a bit bored on the footage, I know, but it's a long journey and I know it off by heart because I drive it a lot, and it was interesting to see it from a different perspective, but it just felt slow. The fastest bit of the journey was this in Salford, where the bus lanes along the Crescent are in place. So the moral of the story is, even on a strike day, you can travel by public transport. There are options, you know, you do not need to default to driving, but it's not going to be as easy and straightforward as you'd like. The good thing is it doesn't cost much, and I hope that the £2 bus cap is going to be something that is taken seriously and carried on, because that is going to be one of the things that drives more bus usage. And if we want to meet our carbon targets, we want to reduce congestion in urban areas, we've got no choice really but to actually make buses a much more viable proposition. So, yeah. Yeah, so what's normally a 45 minute journey, taking over an hour and 3/4, but we're here. So yeah, that pretty much concludes my trip. I enjoyed it, but it did take forever, and I wasn't really feeling in the best of moods, so that kind of let it down a little bit for me. But you should give it a go sometime. Have a go. Enjoy buses. Enjoy public transport. And when it works, even on strike days, it's good.